Let me hear you say pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da. Crazy at this thing called love, just what I've been dreaming of. And I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. That's why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever. You be my one and only lover. Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da.
Good morning on this beautiful Thursday morning, and welcome to Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is July the 6th, 2023. What's happening in Liberia? We see the Supreme Court of Liberia has issued a stay order against the arrest of Joseph Walker for failure to pay rent for the former headquarters. We also know that there is trouble in Mount Bartlett, in Painesville, where a soldier has been killed by people in the community for bringing Zogos to terrorize them. What else is happening in Liberia? Let's go to Liberia right now to my correspondent, Mr. Samuel Wilker. Sammy Bob, what's up, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, Rod.
How you doing today, man?
Yeah, man. Okay, man. Very cool day or rainy day in Liberia.
Yeah, I heard the rain while I was talking to you earlier this morning.
Yeah, it has subsided a little bit,
Okay.
but it's still hanging around.
So what's happening, man?
You ready to say a soldier, an air vessel was killed by an angry resident of Mount Bartlett community. When he entered the community, he was speeding heavily. So when the community engaged him, he got angry and decided to go bring Zogos to come and fight for him, help him to he said to teach them lesson. But unfortunately, the community, yeah.
So the mob ganged up against him. There was mob
They,
violence.
they went against him. The community overpowered them. He and the Zogo and the Zogo fled, and they beat him unmercifully, leading to his instant death.
Wow.
So when the report got to the barrack, Shefflin barrack, and the troop came and arrested a lot of community members. Up to now, they are still in the barracks in custody.
Wow. Has that reached the news? Is this on the national news already?
It's on the national news this morning. And what we got, it happened Friday. It's going Friday, so almost a week ago now.
So
It just came on news.
what's the reaction of the public?
Well, people are saying that that's a lesson because the ruling party depends on Zogo to terrorize people, but the community people are willing. They are waiting for them. They are willing to risk their life to be free. So whenever Zogo come around, they will never draw by anymore. They will resist them. So CDC must be aware. If it depends on Zogo to beat on people, their intent will come, in mass to defend themselves.
So what else you got in the news?
According to UNICEF, it says 600,000 drug abusers in Liberia.
Wow.
600,000 drug abusers in Liberia. So that means Liberia is not safe. The Zogos have overtaken the entire country, 15 counties.
Wow.
Even in the remotest part of this country, Zogos are all there.
Wow.
So there's a need to take some measures so that it won't get into another war in this country.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I hope something can come out of it, man, because we're suffering a real drug problem in Liberia.
It's serious because, in fact, yesterday we learned that drugs were seized again at the Guinea-Liberian border, but they arrested a driver and the owner of the drug escaped. So drugs come to the country every day.
I'm
A
looking at
fuller guy who told me not to name him said most of the trucks that come from Guinea via Sierra Leone. You see this butter bucket is what they use to put the drug in it and seal that bucket with butter. So when it comes, people feel that that's butter. It's the ordinary butter, mayonnaise or so. So that's how most of the drugs come to the country. Yeah.
So repeat what you said? Who's shipping it?
What we learned was the Fulani, because they are a top business point in this country. So most of their businesses are being supplied by drugs. They use the drugs to get the money and open stores and shops.
So how did butter come in the country through the ship?
Trucks. You got a fleet of trucks from Guinea by way of Sierra Leone to Liberia. If in Broadville you see over 10, 15 trucks and pickups coming from Guinea with goods, they are not checked. They only pay their duty at the port of entry, at the border points, and they enter Monrovia. But this guy, they full up.
You didn't check them at the border point. How they pay their duties? How do they how do they know what to pay if they don't check the goods?
From the document they got, the list of goods that they got on the bill of lading. If from the bill of lading you pay your duty. Liberia is not sophisticated to have the kind of scientific equipment, the modern technology to detect drugs.
You don't need modern technology to inspect a truck, Sam. You just open the truck and get in the truck and check it.
And the heavy truck with low power, it will take about 2-3 days to check all this big goods. I'm talking about lorry, not just pick up truck, lorry with goods.
But there got to be some way to check it. Things can't just enter the country like that, because if it take 2-3 days, so what?
They only want money. They just want money. They're not concerned about the safety of the country. So
I
that's what's happening.
say that because if people bring in things, there are ways to check it. I mean, there are sophisticated ways to check it. I mean, things that are butter and things that are hard, you check it to ensure that even though this can is sealed, there's butter in it and and nothing else.
Nothing else.
How do you do that?
But they won't know. They won't know. But just information. It was just an information given to us. Well, I don't know whether it has reached the security, but the Fulani, we are close to them, and somebody are against the idea. Because the very Fulani, they are taking drugs to the boys. Most of the young girls who from the Fulani community
They're against
are
which
in,
idea? What idea?
they're in Morovia.
You say they're against what idea? What idea are they against?
But they have federal countrymen bringing drugs into Liberia.
Mm.
In Liberia, you got the Sierra Leone from the Fulani from Guinea, from Sierra Leone, from Mali, and you got the Liberian Fuller. So the Liberian Fuller are not even pleased with the one from Guinea and Sierra Leone. They are the ones that are bringing the drugs, on the trucks. But I don't know if the security, got that information.
But I mean, for them to do business in Liberia, they got to be either Liberian or have connections to Liberia too. Because you'll not be able to do business in Liberia if you're a foreigner, you never been in the country before. You just come with trucks with drugs in it. So you must have some kind of connection in Liberia too. So when you bring the drugs, you transfer it to somebody or somebody picks it up and deliver it.
Most of the top business guys you find here, they are Fulanis.
But even
They got all the stores.
600,000 Liberians on drugs. I mean, it's a serious problem. You see, because I mean, what kind of drugs you talking about? Because even here in America, plenty of people smoke marijuana, man.
So marijuana, I mean, it's not that harmful. Cocaine, and heroin.
And kush.
Kush, the latest, kush. That's what killing people. They are dying daily. Every day we hear that there's 2-3% dying in this community and stuff like that. They are dying. But government cannot say anything. I mean, no measure put in place. We have not heard the Justice Minister speak on that. The Minister of Information, even the Minister of Health.
But you see
the police.
Some of the dilemma these guys are facing, some toward them. No jobs. You have no job to give these guys. If you stop people from selling weed, if you stop the drugs are coming, where would these people turn to for money? Where would these people turn to? You see, when you don't have when the people have no hope, you gotta let them get high. Or else there'll be trouble in the country. If everybody was sober, they would want to eat every day. They would want to sleep in a good house. They would want a job. The government can provide none of these things for our Liberian people. The government is so bad off. The government is so terrible. So what you do, let the people get high, stay in the ghetto, and dream of better lives. And you'll steal, continue to steal. So the whole country now on drugs. Everybody in the ghetto, high, and daydreaming, just sitting there dreaming, wishing they had what Joe Weir had. And Joe Weir then taking this, say, okay, your dream, and your watch us will take it, and why your dream? Why is the people got to hope on, Sam? You wake up in the morning, you got no job. You got no money. You got no hope. What you do? You to go in the ghetto to get high. At least when you take a sniff or a pull, you're worried about money and job and things. It's alleviated for a while. You in la la land. So the people ain't got no hope then. Some people dreaming of coming to America to their family. Some people dreaming of working. And what will you do in the meantime while you're dreaming? for the possibility.
But then the big question is, what is your UNICEF doing? Because you have done your survey, you collect your data, and as a UN arm, to protect children. So what is UNICEF doing?
What's the meaning of UNICEF?
United Nations Children Emergency Fund. So what are you doing now? What are you doing? You have identified a problem. So how can you solve it? But nothing.
The United Nations can't solve Liberia problem. That's Liberian issue. United Nations is to help. The people can't come and solve our problems. At least they're letting us know what's happening. Other people not letting us know. They're telling us everything okay. They're telling us the country fine, they're running good. And the country not fine and running good. UNICEF and all the people been providing to poor nations from time immemorial. And they can still doing it. We gotta be responsible. We gotta take leadership of our country. We can't always cry poor. Sam, the begging is out of the field, man. The begging is too much. There are things we can do for ourselves, but because of greed, because of corruption, we depend on other people. Not because we need it, but because of corruption. And it's there, we can get it. And we don't do nothing to benefit our people and ourselves. What we do, we take it for our family, our own interests. You see, and the things still broken down consistently, continuously. And we continue to tend to the same people for help. The people give you help. They can't see any progress, but you still coming to them for help. And part of it, they're still giving it too. Because they know corrupt. They say no guys corrupt. Just give it to them. Let all of them steal it.
But they are also helping with to cause a problem.
But Sam, what they'll do? They can't come in our country and chastise our government. Look at right here. America sanctioned 4 people, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. What have we done to them? Nothing. So what you want America to do now? Come in our government and punish those people. Then the next thing we say, the United States government trying to take over our country. Oh, we don't have no government yet. The United States, they can't come into our country saying we can identify the people. Why? Because it's their money, it's their grant. And they say it's not getting to the people. The reason for which they get it, giving these grants, is not being fulfilled. So they're sanctioning all the guys and say, hey, these boys are rogues, man. We give them our money and these boys are taking it. So since they sanctioned these guys, what have we done? Nothing. We got the people running for senators now. The very same people they sanction running for senators. What does that tell the Americans? Our whole country corrupt. What are you fighting the leaders for? The problem is not with the leaders. The problem is with the people. The people corrupt. Either the people corrupt or they're so ignorant they will take anything. They don't care who leads them. Once they get a bag of rice or part of a cup of rice, they didn't care about nothing. They didn't care about nothing else. So that sends a bad message to our foreign partners. They say, yes, these people don't care. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about their survival. They don't care about their growth. They don't care about the progress. If we cared about our country, Sam, our country would not be looking, Monrovia would not be looking like the way it's looking. That people who care about our country, they trash way up your mountain of trash. The people who care about our country, it just shows the level of ignorance that you should fear that country. If you're a civilized man, you should fear Liberia. You should really fear Liberia. Because the people are unhealthy. The condition they're living in unhealthy. So once the condition they're living in is so unhealthy, you know the people are not clean. You know the people they can drink out and low foul, but they're not clean. They are dirty people, Sam. You living with trash and dirt all around you, stench.
Indeed, yes.
Stinking. How can you be clean? You can't be clean. You can wash your clothes all day. Where you get the water from? From the same swamp. All that thing, all that dirt, the rain sit on it. The water seep in the ground. Where you think we get water from the ground? When we dig well. But when that trash sits there and it rains on it, where you think the rain going, Sam? The rain
Right the ground.
It going through it. It takes all the stench and dirt and thing in the ground. Contaminating the ground. Contaminating the ground.
I'm afraid we'll experience some outbreak soon. Cholera outbreak. Because people drinking all kinds of water. Unsafe water. There's nothing going straight in this country, Rod. Nothing going straight in this country is just like a confused state. They got no direction now.
But first of all, you see, we just come out of a war situation. The people who got leading us are the same people that kill us. How can we change our country? We can't. The people that kill us were ignoramuses. They're leading us today. Do you think they changed? You think they became geniuses overnight because they're senators and representatives? No, they're still dummies. Our country not going on. But some of us can't talk, Sam, because of the mentality of the people in our country. Until the mentality change, people are not coming home. To what, Sam? To the same old 67? To the same old things? How long we just steal from our country, and think that is okay and acceptable? It's not okay. You know, people steal. People don't even care about it. They were just dissing because they know they're gonna steal too. So what bother that man when you know you're gonna steal, it will come back to haunt you. That's why nobody wants to say nothing. Because if you steal, I bother you. When I steal, you bother me. So if I don't bother you when you steal, you don't bother me when I steal. So it's like a conspiracy to rip the country off. It's like a conspiracy. People conspire, but you don't have to talk. It's a sense of understanding. That when you steal, I will not say nothing. But when I steal, you better don't talk too. That's how our country running. We got nothing but rogues. It's so bad that the conspiracy, that conspiracy to rob the country, the conspiracy against the Liberian government and people, by the Liberian people, it's so bad. It's so bad because of stealing and corruption. How can we change it? It's not with the leaders. It was all of us. The whole damn society corrupt. The whole damn society useless. Want steal. Everybody wants steal from the government. How can we change it? How can we change it, Sam? How can we change it? They're gonna tell us how.
There's a need for massive education because changing government cannot change mentality.
Cannot do nothing, Sam.
Changing government cannot change the mentality of the people.
Yeah, same thing. Where education make you honest.
No?
Ah, so what the purpose of the higher education? If you're not honest, you're not honest. Whether you educated or not. Some of our people in the village more honest than these damn rogues leading our nation. You know that? You know that, Sam?
Yeah.
Some of our indigenous people who never been to school more honest than these damn criminals in our government. So it got nothing to do with education. It got to do with character of the nation. I told you, man, we're bred on corruption and stealing. Our most modern and recent government and leaders were corruptors of our nation. From the Tuckman to this era, we got nothing but corrupt leaders because we don't know nothing else but corruption and stealing and lying and betraying each other. That's all we know. That's all we know. Why you think our country like this today? We don't trust each other. We don't believe in each other. So when you lack all those basic tenets of good governance, of familyhood, of togetherness, where do we turn? Where do we turn, son? And this is where our country is today, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like we don't have no mother or father to discipline us. Everybody just growing up. Just how you want to grow up. Do anything you want to do. Say anything you want to say. Be anything you want to be. We have no tenets to guide us. No rules that we respect and honor. You know, no matter how you make the rules, no matter how you make the laws, if the people don't feel empowered by the laws, to know that these laws are not just frivolous things. They just didn't make them because people were drunk and said, they made those laws because they feel they are important to guide our society and people in the right direction. And when we consistently make laws and sit in big meetings and debate the issues of our country, they will make laws. Then we, the very people that make the laws, violate the laws time and time again and make lousy excuses for why we violate them. How can we exist, man? How will our children be guided into doing the right things? They can't. They can't. Because as young as they are, everything in their lives focus around monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
What they see, they'll do it. You see? They would think it's right because mommy and daddy did it. But if it's not right, if it's not just and good, it can't prosper on our system of democracy. It can't. It can't. You see, sometimes we take things for granted. The little things that matter, we take it for granted, Sam. Things that set in foundation of honesty. You know, I don't like to go back to this, but we talk about family values. That's where it starts, Sam. It starts with family values. Teaching people the right thing in your family. You know, if you know stealing is not good, tell them all the ramifications of stealing. You just say, when you come and take my property, that's stealing. No. There are different aspects of stealing. Some we don't call it stealing, we just call it dishonesty. We call it deceitfulness, but it's still stealing. And we have to understand that the children got to learn these things. They got to learn it. There was one time in our community, nobody knew what corruption was. Nobody knew. They were using the word, oh, corruption, corruption. Nobody knew. Even one of my boys came to me. He said, like, just what is all this corruption we're talking about? What he knew stealing. He knew when you take things that are not for you, that's stealing. But there are different other kinds of corruption. That when the government give you money to go do something and you go do it, you negotiate the price and you beat the white man down the price. They think $15, you beat him down to $12 or $11 or anything, and you pay for it. So what you got? You got $5 left, right? Most people think the $5 for us. Oh, I want to negotiate with the guy. I beat him the price down, so the rest for me.
I got my cut.
Yeah, I got my cut. That corruption. That massive stealing. How you get your cut for something that's not yours? Something you're not authorized to get your cut from. That's stealing. And most of us don't know it. Most of you, even with me, like people saying, I remember one time my pastor sent me to do something to go passing with him. I went there, I talked with an Indian man, or Lebanese man. He brought the price down. I took the shit and took it back to my pa, everything. So one day, the man met my pa. The man said, oh, Mr. Chesson, how are you, man? Did you get the thing where I said, you, man, I give you a good price, right? My pa said,
yeah, force you.
yeah, my pa said, good price. The man said, yeah, your son paid me down. He was this again. My pa didn't say a word. He just turned around and looked at me. Yeah, I think it. So my pa turned around to me, so you took my money. I said, no, that's not your money. I said, I negotiated it and beat the man down. The pa looked at me and I said, for you, eh? You say you did not, that's how the world works? He said, you learned. And he just walked away from me because I was so adamant that was my money, man. I negotiated it. What's wrong with you? Eh? All the hard work I did to beat the level, then you got the your money? Man, that's my money. But I was young. Then when you enter law school, you find out that stealing. That's not your money. You can negotiate all you want. You can beat the Lebanese man down all you want. That's still not your money, Piggy. That's not your money. You are entrusted with somebody's money. And you see, sir? So even one of my boys in Rhode Island, man, were talking, man, and he's a community leader too. And he said, just I negotiated this thing, I brought it down, man. So, and you know, I just get a receipt for the whole thing. I said, I tell you, I said, you know that's corruption, right? He said, what do you mean corruption, Chess? That's not corruption, man. I beat the guy down, man. I said, that's corruption. I said, you beat the guy down on what? Was that your money? He said, no, but I wanted to take the deal, and the deal was so and so, and I beat the man down. I said, but it's still not your money. You can beat it down to zero. That's not your money. Money for the people who give it to you. And if you go back to the people and they don't say keep it, well, if they don't say keep it, you can't own it. And that's why the stealing in Liberia is so bad, because our people don't know that corruption. We are being bred into thinking that it's right to go and negotiate this for the government. You see better now you with that radio station. That radio station for the government of Liberia. Why? Because Benin Nigeria got into connection with the people who could build the radio station when he went to do a government job. That's another form of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
One form is when we give you money and you go negotiate and they drop the price and you say the money for you. The money not for you. You never had the money in the first place. So how can the money be for you? You never had no damn money in the first place. People gave you the money. And Wherever deal you made it on behalf of those people. Wherever deal you make it on behalf of the Liberian government. Not yourself. Okay, that one corruption. Okay, we'll go buy things, we beat the price down, and we think we keep kind of corruption. Another kind of corruption is the one with Ben did. When you go on a Liberian mission, we send you to do business for us. Anything you get from that mission is for the Liberian government. You cannot keep it for yourself. Why? On a mission for us. We pay your way, we feed you, sending you. Anything you get to benefit people with money or investment, you can't claim it for you. It's for the Liberian government. Because if you did not go on that mission for the Liberian government, you would never have heard what you heard. You would never be able to connect with the investors that you connected with. So it's not for you. It's for you. You know how you say that radio station he got. He went on a mission for Liberia. And he saw some investors who wanted to invest in a radio station in Liberia. So he came back and took the deal and opened that radio station. That's why I keep telling you, I said that radio station for the Liberian government, not for you. You cannot go on a deal, on a mission for the Liberian government, and but a business opportunity and take advantage of it for your personal gain. You can't do it. That's corruption. You see how corruption works? Anything you hear on that mission for the Liberian government, any benefit you hear, any investment you hear, you cannot claim it for yourself. We can come after you. You work on the Liberian government mission. And if you had not gone on our mission, you would have never been exposed to the information you're exposed to or the business opportunity you're exposed to. So everything you're exposed to is for the Liberian government. So that's how corruption works, man. It's not always going and just stealing the money. No, it's doing things with people, wealth, and money.
So misapplication, misappropriation, embezzlement, all that form of corruption.
Yes. And you can tell me there's a difference between larceny and embezzlement. What's the difference?
What is larceny? Embezzlement is stealing.
And what is larceny?
Larceny is misapplication, misappropriation.
No.
What is it?
Larceny is a stealing.
But misapplication is not application is not stealing. Misappropriation is not stealing. If I entrust you with the money and to build me, to buy me a chair or set a chair, and you misapply it for another purpose.
That's not stealing. You see, you gotta be careful with the words you use. Okay? You gotta understand the word because law deals with words.
So stealing is what is not belong to you. You take it.
Stealing is outright taking somebody's property that does not belong to you. I see the book here. I know it's for you, Sam. I know it for you, but I want to take it to make it mine. So I find the opportunity when you're not looking or you're not paying attention or when there's least observation on that book, then I take it for myself and run. That's larceny. And they got different types of larceny. They got grand larceny and they got petty larceny. Under $500 is petty larceny. Over $500, 500 and above, that's grand larceny. That means big money. And 500 is small money. How do you tell the difference between embezzlement and larceny?
How do you get me?
Well, larceny, you're not working for me. Even if you're working for me, you do not have the authority to have control over that money or to take it. Okay? That's larceny. You already stole it. You don't have authority. Embezzlement. You got authority to take the money. You didn't steal the money. Embezzlement is not stealing. It's stealing, but in a different form. It's not all right stealing. Because embezzlement, you got authority over the money. You got control over the money. You got the power over the money. But what you did is, you did not use the money for the purpose for which it was given to you to be used. And not only that, you turn it into personal property gain. Because misapplication is not a crime if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? We can't punish you if you made an honest mistake.
In the case of the former defense minister, Bernie Samoka, who ran as senator and the court rejected him because he misapplied, according to them, the soldiers' money.
No, Bernie Samoka, they stole the people money. They stole the people money.
He said he was authorized by the president to spend it on his guys.
No, first of all,
on their welfare.
They stole the people money, Sam.
Okay.
First of all, Bernie Samoka, them did not have the authority to take the soldier money from their pay to set it aside. You can't do that. Only that legislature give the authority to take people money and set it aside for a purpose, for pension. Bernie Samoka now government, not the government of Liberia. He's not a legislature. How can he take for unilaterally take people money under their salary and say you putting it aside for pension? You can't do that. That's called
what happened if the president instructed him to do so? That he said the president instructed him to do so.
Both of them are wrong. The president can't tell you to commit a crime. You're a soldier. I'm a soldier. Under our laws, you cannot commit a crime because the president tell you to do it. You cannot commit an unlawful act. It is unlawful. Only the Senate and the Liberian legislature can tax people. When you take people's salary for them and put it aside, you play with people's money. You play with people's daily bread. You play with people's survival. People work for that money. You're not giving it to them. They're not free shit you give it. They're not donation you give it to them. The people work for it. They can kill you for it. It's for them. They're damn right. You have the right to. Only Liberian legislature can make laws to take Liberian people's salary and set it aside. Bernie Samoka, or their minister, has no authority to do that. That was stealing in the first place. That was corruption. They call it usurpation of power. He took powers to do things he didn't have. Only the legislature of Liberia can take people's salary and set it aside. Not a minister. You can't play with people's salary. That's not your job. That people daily bread. If every minister did that, there'll be no peace in Liberia. The corrupt society we got. So they want to play with the people's money was wrong. Just taking the people's salary was wrong. You can't play with people's salary. Who gave you the right to do that? If every minister could do that, you think we'll have peace in Liberia? No. That's why only the legislature can tax us. Can say we're doing this for the Liberian people. Who are you to be doing something for the Liberian people? We got 9 counties. All the 9 counties got to agree before anything happens. That's why we got legislature. Or one minister in Monrovia can I agree to change the financial pecuniary benefit of the Liberian people. That money. So they stole the people money. That was wrong. That was a violation of the law right there. Taking the people money, putting it aside. That was the intention to steal. It wasn't, you have no power to do that. Once you do that, that's an intention to steal. And they stole it. They need to go to jail. Because if you take the people's money with all authority and put it aside, then the president can tell you, oh, you got money aside. Okay, take that money and do something with it now. The president not responsible.
Because so was it right for this government to?
Because the president
was it right?
Ellen Johnson said no, it's wrong for them to do that. Her office should know that. That way the president has private lawyers and things with them. Yeah, we got the attorney general, but every agency, every ministry got lawyers in there. They got technical bureaus or somewhere in there that evaluate every contract thing for legal and sufficiency before the minister signs it. In the Ministry of Finance, that's where I was supposed to be working. They call it the Bureau of Technical Services. My job was to evaluate all the finance ministry contracts, everything legal for the finance ministry. So every ministry got their own technical department, because every minister, before you do something, you got to be within the law. So before you sign anything, you want your own people to tell you, hey, this is right within our context. Because even though we have a justice minister and justice ministry, they're not working in education, they're not working in finance, they're not working in commerce. So these lawyers there are there to be specifically oriented in evaluating things that deal with the ministry. Okay, looking at the law of education, the law of finance, the law of different land and mines. Everybody got their lawyers. Every agency got their own lawyers.
So may I ask? The George Weah government said we're going to pay some of the money. Was it right to do so? To pay some of the money on behalf of Bernie Sanders, and you know that the man stole his money.
Well, that was a part of we are were doing it like a clemency. When you offer to pay people money, that I don't even know that. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if it's legal. You can't. Can you take the people money to pay for criminal behavior? You can't. I think you can do that. If you won't forgive them, you can forgive them. But they got to pay the money back. If the CDC said they'll pay it back, that's different from the government. But you steal from us, how we pay your money back? We can't pay your money back. But you know, Liberia, we have no principles. We have no rules. People look at Joe, we are gay wife money. You can't get gay wife money that the legislature can approve it. It got to be a legislative act. But instead of that, the Guna board will send and say, oh, we'll get your wife office and get her money.
500,000 annually.
Yeah, so people
plus add-ons.
People just do things in Liberia with all authority because they got power. But everything you do in our country is supposed to be approved by law, where especially when it comes to spending our money. You can't just spend our money like that. It got to go through scrutiny. And people
so during the Tubman and Tubman era, did they pay First Lady? But they on salary, the office has special budget?
No, I don't think so. If it's not in the budget, they were never in the budget. But they didn't give them that kind of money. They didn't set a budget for them. They didn't set a budget for them. When you set a budget, it got to be passed by the legislature. The legislature got to pass it. That's a budget. George Weah, they can't just set budget for people. You know? You see? If he does, it comes out of his budget. It comes out of the president's budget. If he has a special pet project he wants to see initiated in the country, and he doesn't have time to get legislative approval, but he feels that it will boost his government morale. He got the money for his office. He got a budget. Certain things that do not need congressional approval. Certain things do, certain things don't. So if those things fall in the purview of not being sanctioned or approved by the legislature, then the president can do it. You see, just as George Bush and here they make executive orders. You saw at the border, George Bush made an executive order for the wall and all of that. You can do that thing. If you feel that it will take too long to go through Congress, by the time it get through Congress, it may have failed its mission. You issue an executive order. Okay?
There isn't a budget.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe the legislature, pass it.
What?
Her salary or budget isn't the national budget. The first lady, it reflected in the national budget.
Then they pass it.
Yeah, isn't the national budget.
But they were doing it before they pass it. She already getting money before they pass it.
Yeah. So in this case now, after this regime, can another government take this little court?
Well, you say it's in the budget.
So before it went through the legislature, what you saying she was being paid?
Yes.
So once she received before legislature, approval, then she be taking the court.
Why didn't this legislature seek to get that money back?
And it wouldn't part of the way majority then.
But before we can go back, before you go back, what else you making
that they are not far from the community roads. The one selling using bigger phone. I said, do you think library by using bigger phone?
Oh Lord, library is full of noise, man. So before you go back, we gotta find out why this legislature didn't punish the people for that. Why they didn't punish the people for taking the money and not for giving the money to the first lady with all statutory approval. Statutory is legislature. Why didn't do it? Did they just ignore it? Was it because of the incompetence of the legislature? Why? But you see, Sam, in order for us to get our money back, there got to be a drastic change in our leadership. Because the way the people stole and the way all the guys have enriched themselves with our money, we can't take the people to court. That's too civilized. The people didn't steal our money to the courts. They stole our money from war and violence. So I would take the man like Prince Johnson. You know all the money Prince Johnson got was from murdering people and stealing it. You take Prince Johnson to court, he will fight you with all the best lawyers he got. So if we want our money back, we got to take our money back from the people just how they took it. They got to come before a tribunal and tell us how they got rich and Liberia got poor. That's the only question I want to know from these people. A whole nation like Liberia, you leading us. How you got so rich and Liberia not even as rich as you? Then you're a lawmaker. Where you get all that money from? Then we look at your past to see where you came from. If you don't measure up to that, you gotta give us some of that money back. Our duty is not to make Liberian people poor. We don't want to hurt other Liberian people. We've been through a lot of wars and atrocities. Yes, we understand that. But people can't just enrich themselves out of our country and our country go poor. No. They got to give some of that money back. They got to give some of that money back. And those are the people who go after. We don't want all your money. We don't want all. But y'all got to give our money back to build our roads. Y'all got to give money back to satisfy some of the things that we can do for ourselves. And that's my point. You know, we negotiate with these people that stole our money. Because during the era they stole our money, they were the kings. So we know they stole our money. So if you don't give it back to us, you want to act stubborn, we'll teach you a lesson. That's when we'll teach you a lesson. But when we call you to the table, we say you got all the property, all the things, and only you alone. Come on, let's talk so you can give us some of our money back. You sit to the table with us, fair game. But you won't fight us, we'll fight you to the nail and take everything you got from you. People can't just steal from our government and our country and our people like that, Sam. It's been too long. So is Boca sick?
Well, that's what they are saying, but the United Party is saying that's bad. But Bugger is not saying he's well and strong. That is why he's starting his tour tomorrow in the Leeward counties. He will be visiting Margibi, Nima, and Lofa counties. And so the road so terrible for this old man. They claim that he's sick, to travel on the road. But Braga is well and healthy. Yesterday he was at the prison compound to visit Gloria Scott, and he's well. He's strong. He's not sick.
Okay. We just want to make sure you can substantiate or debunk the lies and the rumors. Okay, Sam, it's almost 8 o'clock. It's time to give our closing statement for this morning. What you got to say?
Yeah, where we see Liberia nowadays, like people like you, seasoned lawyer like you, we've got to fight, for this country. Other than that, we had nobody fighting for us. We need to come together as people to ensure that this coming election is transparent, or else there'll be serious problem. We don't want to go back to the dark days. So that's what we are praying for. But Liberia, as we speak, is on time bomb. And we hope that the bomb does not explode.
Okay, Sam. As far as I can say, we're already in the dark days again. But anyway, have a good day, brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our program for this morning, we try to touch on the issues and situations that touch the Liberian people seriously. And we just hope you hang in there with us. Because if we don't take care of our country, it will be destroyed forever. We'll see you tomorrow, another day. Be safe. Take heed. Govern yourselves accordingly.